No.
Tech Rundown.
Hello, Davis. How are you?
Hello. I am very well. And Happy New Year,
Happy New
doctors.
Year.
Great to be back.
Happy New Year to you as well. What did you do for New Year? Well, I know, but tell everyone what you did for New Year.
Well, we saw the Sydney Harbour Bridge and all the lovely fireworks that happened there. It was absolutely glorious.
Did you get a lecture?
Sorry to make you jealous.
Did you get a lecture from your government with those fireworks?
Unfortunately not. I think a lecture about fireworks would be very fascinating. I
No,
don't know about
so
you.
Rene's making a comment about the Mayor of London, who basically made some political messaging as part of the London fireworks, from what I can remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous.
Yeah, well, you're quite good. Anyway, so let's move on to some New Year tech. Where do you want to start? Face mask?
Yeah, spoilers actually. So
sorry.
next week is CES 2024. It's the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. It's the biggest consumer electronics trade show in the world. Usually it's pretty crazy. You've got like new TVs, phones, pool cleaners, robots, everything. And there are two that I found quite interesting that are going to make their debut next week. And the first one is called SkyTED. Now, do we miss all the days of lockdown where we had to wear flimsy disposable face masks every time we wanted to step outside? Well, if you are weird and miss those days, then I've got the gadget for you. The SkyTED is from a new French startup with links to the aeronautics industry. And they're coming out with a new product called the Mobility Privacy Mask. And these face masks are not your ordinary 2020 face mask because they're designed to absorb voice frequencies so that you're able to make phone calls on the train, on the bus, on the plane in complete privacy. According to the website, it is ideal for consumers, business executives, and travelers everywhere. Because no matter how loud or busy the location is, you can speak in silence and with the assurance that nobody nearby can hear the conversation. It's not the most stylish mask. It weighs 220 grams, but it does absorb 80% of your voice frequencies. And there's a microphone on the inside the mask that links to your phone. They advertise on the website that it's perfect for parents who complain that their kids' gaming is way too loud. And it will also put lip readers out of a job, I imagine. It'll go on Kickstarter soon, and I believe that both of you are probably very interested on your computers now, ready to pre-order. Am I correct?
No. Although, I'm going to say this.
Yes.
If this stops the inconsiderate people around who insist on having these phone calls and games and things on loud, then fine, let them cover their faces.
So it's quite. So I have exactly the same thought process, which is if you wear that and you have a conversation on public transport, for example, where I don't want to hear your call, then maybe there is a role for this. It was developed, wasn't it? So as you said, a startup, but this was also has a military use as well, because these masks are used for comms in the army, for example.
Yes, that's correct. They're going to be trialing that in the French army very soon. And it will complete, it will improve the privacy of conversations. And they also look quite cool, the military ones, because they're all camo and stuff. So, maybe
Davis,
go for that
you need
option.
to get out more.
Yeah, you are easily pleased. How do you clean the mask?
They haven't said so yet, but I suspect that we will see more details at CES next week.
And price point, do we know?
No idea either. Again, we'll probably find out sometime next week.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to CES. It is the craziest event I've ever been to, and it's full of techies who absolutely love everything.
Like Davis.
It's full of little
Exactly.
mini Davises all running around, being very excited about the technology that's on offer. Now, there's another thing, and I really like this one. Tell us about the next one.
Yeah, so we've probably been dreaming of robot butlers in our homes for over a century now. And while some attempts like, the Sony Aibo and the Honda Asimo have come and gone, LG have a brand new AI-powered robot that promises to change your world. And it's part of LG's plan for a zero-labor home, which I feel is very desirable. It's effectively a smart home hub on wheels. This robot doesn't have a name yet. They call it the Smart Home AI Agent, which is very boring. But it's an adorable little two-wheeled robot robot that's roughly a foot tall, sits on 2 legs, got wheels, and it's got an adorable display for eyes. It runs on Qualcomm's new robotics platform, so it's got a variety of smart features. So when you come home at the end of the day, it greets you like a golden retriever. But this robot is better than a golden retriever because it's got face recognition, it knows who you are, and it knows what sort of mood you're in. So it can cue an appropriate song or playlist in response. So if you're sad, it could cheer you up with the latest Taylor Swift song, or they might do the opposite effect. It can give you transportation info, weather updates, schedule reminders, remind you to take your medicine. It can even express itself emotionally through the screen and its joints. It can look after your pets when you're gone. It can patrol your home against intruders. It'll let you know if you've left the window open. Apparently, there are rumours that it might be able to entertain kids and pets as well. There's no price or availability yet, but it will be at CES, and you can find out more then.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I would love one of those to trundle up to me with its big eyes and say, "How was your day?"
When I open my door, my Siamese cat trundles to the door with its big eyes.
I don't
and
have
says,
a cat.
"Hello, mummy."
I don't have a cat. I want
Get
this.
one.
But the brilliant thing is, I don't have to feed the robot.
Exactly.
You do. You have to charge it. It's the same thing.
No, does it trundle off?
It will charge itself,
See?
apparently.
See?
So there you go.
I really like this, and also I like the idea that it can keep an eye out, tell you if the window's open. Have you actually made sure that the house is safe before you leave? Can it water plants?
Unfortunately, it doesn't have arms, so I imagine not. But if you've got somehow a smart solution for that, which trickles water, I'm sure it can enable that. But I think it's just adorable. That's the main thing for me.
To do anymore.
But you see, this is where it's going, isn't it? The fact is that actually this is the brave new world of, and for many years they've been trying to crack this, where you have personal assistants. I bought one of those robotic Hoovers, and now it doesn't move, and I don't know why it doesn't move. It's just gone on strike. And
yeah, my one's confused all the time as well.
Is it? So mine kept going over the rug, and then it just gave up, and I think it then just trundled back to its base.
Well, they're
and said,
not supposed to hoover the rug.
Well, but I know, because it's meant to map the it didn't do it.
But don't you want your rug hoovered?
It can't climb
It
the
depends
rug.
on the rug.
The rug is too thick.
I've got a shag rug, and my one just gets tangled inside that. So it's purposely told not to go there at all.
And then
it doesn't
my one actually goes over a doorstep into where the television is, and it can't get off the doorstep. So I come home and it's like a little tortoise I find it everywhere, and it's like on its back and saying help because it can't actually do what
God, imagine the time that you're investing in sorting it out. You could have just hoovered.
I could have just hoovered, but that's not the point. Do you think this will take off, Davis, this little butler?
Probably not. I imagine it'll be at a very high price point, but eventually, hopefully, it will be popular one day, because I'm very excited for that.
It is very cute. I'm going to give you that.
But also, I quite like the idea it could be companion. As it develops, it becomes a companion for older people, maybe if they're on their own, for example, that you've got someone to talk to.
No, what you're doing is you're allowing the downgrading of societal contact.
But lots of people don't see people anyway.
They should.
Yes, but they can't sometimes. I think you're too harsh. I like it, Davis. I like it a lot. Right, let's move on. What else?
Good.
Yeah, what else?
Okay, so another use for AI is therapy. Now, back in 2014, there was a viral New York Times piece about how Siri on iPhones helped an autistic child overcome his difficulty in conversing with real humans. And now it seems like with more advanced AI, chatbots are seemingly helping a lot of other people too. There's recently been an AI chatbot platform called Character AI, and it allows people to create chatbots based on real or fictional people like Elon Musk, Putin, Harry Potter, Mario, but one of the most popular ones is actually just called Psychologist, and it's had more than 78 million messages. It's described as someone who helps with life's difficulties, and in fact, it's not alone, because there's over 400 bots on the platform that reference therapy, and apparently it is rather good, because on Reddit, some people have said, I can't believe how helpful it is. It's like legit the best experience I've ever had with therapy. And then another person said, I've cried like 3 to 4 times chatting to that bot about my problems. It was made by a psychology student, Sam Zaya, from New Zealand. He trained the bot using principles from his studies, and he created it for himself actually when he needed a little bit of company or someone to talk to when his friends weren't available. And I think that the future of therapy could sort of be complemented by these AI bots because they do appear to be rather comforting to a lot of people. But I'd like to hear a proper doctor's opinion on this issue.
So I think, obviously, we would always advise someone to seek medical advice first. But and I like the fact you use the word complementary, because if you need to chat in the middle of the night, then you have the ability to do so.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that we really are failing in the UK to get people to therapy who need to be in therapy. So from that perspective, maybe it's a good thing, but I would rather we fix the system.
Sure. I mean, it's interesting, actually, Davis. Yesterday, because I knew we were doing this item, I actually used ChatGPT for the first time, really, to have a look at what it came up with. I was astonished.
What did you ask it?
I asked it about theatre productions and what was running in London and where I could get cheap tickets and things like that. And it responded so quickly, obviously, with incredible advice. And I was actually a big convert.
Really?
Yeah, it's got the knowledge of the entire internet nestled in one little brain. So, yeah, generally it does come up with a lot of information. Not all of it's correct, obviously, so that's a difficulty, especially when you're conversing with someone in potential danger or emotional trauma. But I think the potential is quite extraordinary over here.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else for us, or are we done?
Okay, we've just got one more quick one. So AI chatbots seem to be all the rage, but what if one could take care of your child? Grimes, who's Elon Musk's musician ex, as we all know, have come out with 3 plush toys called Gabo, Graham and Grok.
Yes.
It's not related to Musk's new chatbot, also called Grok, which makes things very confusing. But what's so special with these plush toys compared to the ones that we probably played with when we were kids is that these can actually speak back. Each toy has its own distinct personality, and finally, your child can have a conversation with their toys. The personalities are all sweet and friendly for now, but you can change them in the future possibly. And while this might seem quite odd to some, these chatbots might actually pull kids away from their iPads and reduce their screen time and encourage them to play with physical toys. Currently, the toys need Wi-Fi to work, and you'll get a written transcription of all the conversations your kid has had over the past 90 days before they're deleted. They cost $99 and they're shipping early this year. But I think it's incredibly exciting. It's basically a friend that your child can have that can carry everywhere they go. And I think I wish I had that when I was a kid.
Disgusting.
I know, you're like Mrs. Misery.
I don't care. I think that all of this is designed to stop parents parenting, and parents have stopped parenting.
But what about parents who aren't there, who don't have the time, for example, where this actually is an adjunct to that parenting?
When is that parent? They're either at work and a child is at school or in childcare.
Yes.
In which case they're childcare.
Are you not just bar humbug?
No, I'm really not. Alice doesn't need a toy to talk to her. She plays her own imaginary games.
Yes,
and the rest
as
of the time
we all
she's
did.
Talking to us. She's not on the screen, she's talking to us.
Maybe you're lucky that you have that, because I just think that actually this might be...
it's hard work. It's really hard work.
I know it's hard work, but at the same time you can't shun technology just for the sake of it, can you?
I think that technology is destroying our children's mental health. There is very good
But what about
data.
Davis's point that they're already hooked on all of these electronic devices?
So we need to get them off them.
Sure, but maybe this is a way to get them off.
This is just an alternative.
It's an alternative to a screen. It's no different to a screen. I'm sorry.
She doesn't like it.
I think we need to get you one of these, Renee, and then you can give us your review.
I agree. I like it, Davis. Thank you so much. Really good to see you, Davis, as usual. And very happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New Year,
Davis Fang there with today's Tech Rundown.
Bye, Davis.
Tech Rundown.